Mama? She's good. All right. Okay, guys, welcome to 5-2, Expanding and Condensing Logarithms. I want to stress the importance of this topic, 5-2. You need to understand the expanding and the condensing because that is what's going to help you for the rest of your unit. Do not rush through this unit, this section right here, 5.2. You need to follow along and you need to understand what you are doing and why you're doing it. Because if you don't, you are going to mess up. And that's going to hurt you for the rest of the unit, okay? So slow down, understand this, and try to do it well. I do apologize for the toner right here. All right, let me see if I can get a darker pen. All right, so let's take a look. It says rewrite each equation in exponential form, okay? So what do we have in exponential form? Right now you have a log. Here's your base. Base is a 4. So you're going to write 4 to the third power is equal to 64. See how you just wrote that? Okay. I hope you guys can see that okay. All right. See how there's a log here? What's your base? This is your base. So base of 13. Raise to the square. There's your x equals 169. Okay. So there you have that. Okay? Let's see if I can do a different color. Four to the third power equals 64. Can you guys see that better? 13 squared is equal to 169. Just like that. All right. Now, this time we're going to go in reverse. It says rewrite each equation in logarithmic form. Okay? So now you have the word log in your answer. See you later. Have a good weekend. So I'm going to write log. My base is 16. My y is 4 equals 1/2. Okay? We're starting to head into the solving part. I'm going to write the word log. My base is 144 of 12 is equal to 1/2. See how you just rewrote it? That is from 5.1. All right. So today we're going to learn to expand. So let's take a look. 5-2, Expanding and Condensing Logarithms. The objective for today is students will be able to expand and condense logarithms in order to solve for an equation. All right. Love the matrix, huh? So, switching form is helpful, but once you switch to logarithmic form, there are some other manipulations. Basically, you are manipulating all this information that are helpful to you when solving more complicated problems. So we're going to take a look at some of these manipulations. Bear with me. Make yourself a little note if you need to, okay? Do not rush through this part because you are going to need it for the rest of the unit. All right. Multiplication, okay? What corresponds to multiplication is addition. So that's for expanding. Do you see how this is all put together? This is the same as 4 times x times y, okay? So if you're multiplying, you're trying to condense. So basically, you're distributing log to every one of these, the y value. So the base, log base 3 of 4, instead of multiplying, you add. See how you're distributing it? Log base 3 of x plus, see how you're expanding? Log base 3 of y. So if it's multiplying, you're going to expand it to add. And you go in reverse, condensing. Condensing means to make smaller. Now, the one thing that you need to know is the base has to be the same. If the base is not the same, you will not be doing this method, okay? You can only combine those that are the same. Notice you have a plus. Your bases are all the same. So can I rewrite this and make it smaller? Absolutely. Log base 3 of x squared. Okay, let me redo this with you real quick. Plus, so multiply x plus multiply y. Do you see that right there? What happens to these exponents when you have the same base? X and x becomes x to the third, and that's how you got log base 3 of x cubed times y. So addition goes with multiplication, and you can go back and forth. Make sure you understand that part. Division to subtraction, they go together. So now let's take a look at the expanding part. Okay. See how it's condensed? Do you see that that division? That is the same as a minus. Log base 3 of 3 minus log base 3 of 2. Okay? And you can also go in reverse. See the plus and the minus? Alrighty. Let's take a look. Okay? I'm gonna show you that answer in a little bit. So now let's take a look. All of these have the same base. First two, left to right, you follow order of operation. This is the same as log base 3 of x squared. Instead of minus, divide by x. Do you see that right there? Okay? I'm going to write it a little differently, just so you guys can see better. So let me move this up. Log base 3 x squared divided by x plus y. What goes with plus? You multiply. All right. What happens right here? What happens to your exponent when you divide? You subtract. 2 minus 1 is 1. And that's how you have log base 3 of x times y. So everything you have learned kind of comes back. Everything from Algebra 1, Algebra 2, regarding exponents, comes back. Okay? We're just taking it to logarithm. So you go from condensing it, which is all expand right here, to make it smaller. So expanding to condensing. Rewriting it as one log. Here are some exponential rules that you need to be aware of. You see this 4, log base 7 of x to the 4th. You move it to the front and it becomes a coefficient. Okay, and that's going to come handy later on. And you can go also in reverse. The coefficient can become your exponent. Okay. All right. Now, knowing that, let's go ahead and do some examples together. First example, we are going to expand. Okay? So number 1, I'm going to do number 1 right here. Notice these are all multiplication. Okay? So I'm going to expand, so I'm going to write logs quite a few times. Log base 4 of x squared, what corresponds with multiplication? Plus log base 4 of y to the 3rd plus log base 4 of z. Okay, you are not finished. It says to expand using the properties you just learned. You see the exponent? Move it to the front. That's an understood one. So now you have 2 log base 4 of x, that's a log, plus 3 times log base 4 of y, plus log base 4 of z. Okay, so there's number 1. Let's look at number 2. All right, you see that 2? There's different ways you can do this, okay? This is the same as that square going to each one of these. I'm going to do it this way. So now you have log base 5 of x squared times y squared times z squared. It says to expand, so there's a multiplication. So log base 5 of x squared plus log base 5 of y squared plus log base 5 of z squared. See a pattern? Now once you start to get familiar with this, you can take some shortcut, okay? But do not be in a hurry to try to do that. So now I'm going to move my exponent to become a coefficient. 2 log base 5 of x, because I want it to 1, plus 2 log base 5 of y, plus 2 log base 5 of z. And there you have it. By the way, you can also write it like this. You see how there's 2 in common? You could have moved the 2 to the front. 2 log base 5 of x plus log base 5 of y plus log base 5 of z. These two are exactly the same answer, and I'll take either one. okay? I actually prefer this one. All right, let's look at number 3. Okay, number 3, I'm going to do it right over here. So I have a square, so I'm going to rewrite it. Log x divided by y squared, okay? So this is number 3. All right, remember there's an understood 10 if it's not written. You don't have to write that 10. So log base 10 of x, and if you write the 10, you can. What goes with divide? Minus log base 10 of y squared, okay? Move the exponent to become your coefficient. So now you have log x, you can write base 10 if you want, minus 2 log y. Okay? And there you have your solution. All right. This one's acceptable. This one's acceptable. And there's the answer to that one. Okay. Any questions? Okay, let's go to the next one. Now we are going to condense. That means we're going to make it smaller, so log will be written one time. Okay? All right, let's look at number 1. Notice all of these are already exponent. They all have the same base. Okay, so I just write log base 4 one time. X squared, what corresponds with plus, times y squared times y, just like that. Okay. Combine like terms, x squared, y squared times y to the first is y to the third. Okay. Let's look at number 2. Same base, log base 8 of x to the 4th, what corresponds with minus, divide by y squared. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite it. Log base 8 of x to the 4th divided by y squared. You can write it like this, or you can factor out your 2. Log base 8 of x squared divided by y, the whole thing squared. That square goes to both of these. Both of these are acceptable answer. Okay? All right, so that was expanding and that was condensing. Make sure you learn these properties and learn them well. And there you have your assignment for 5-2. Okay? So, good luck to you guys. One thing I want to point out before you start is this. If you have something like this, log base 2 of, say, x to the 1/2, y to the 1/3, z squared. Okay? And if you're going to expand, I want to point something out. Another way you can write this is log base 2 of, see this 1/2 is the same thing as square root of x times a cube root of y, okay, times z. These are exactly the same thing. And you can actually expand it by writing like 1/2 log base 2 of x plus 1/3 log base 2 of y plus, I'm running out of room, 2 log base z. Oops, sorry. Okay, base 2 of z, my fault. Anyway, all right, let me rewrite this. That looks terrible, doesn't it, guys? There you go. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. These are exactly the same, because there's a 1 here, and there's a 2 here, there's a 1 here, and there's a 3 there. Good luck.